about the treatment of troops in Vietnam, but things turned violent.
Special forces and military violence to assist the pro.
Next we will be talking about communities.
When you have the phone, pick it up. Okay, so now we're gonna show you this place we'll be sitting. Okay, so now we're gonna show you this place we'll be sitting.
Hello, this is the TVNE News Network. So today we will be talking about the events that have taken place in the past years.
But first, let's talk about the people that have been involved in this war so far.
First, we will be talking about the presidents. So far, we have had two presidents, John F. Kennedy and Lyndon B. Johnson.
Also, there's a very important person on the Vietnamese side of things, and this person was Ho Chi Minh. And he was known to be a communist that created the Ho Chi Minh Trail that led North Vietnamese troops into areas through Laos and Cambodia.
Ngo Dinh Diem was the final prime minister of the state of Vietnam. Also, Robert Kennedy was one of the people that were assassinated during the war. He was in this group of people with MLK. Richard Nixon was also involved in the Watergate scandal or Pentagon Papers.
There were also the groups called Hawks and Does. Hawks fought for the US to be in Vietnam, and Does fought against it.
Next, we will be talking about key events that have happened in the war so far. Some of the key events were the My Lai massacre, where U.S. soldiers went into the village of My Lai and murdered hundreds of unarmed children and adults and old men. They did this because they thought they were part of the Tet Offensive or the Viet Cong.
More events were the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, which was signed by legislation in Congress and gave a lot of power to Lyndon B. Johnson about military place in Vietnam. The Kent State shooting protests also happened. This happened because students were protesting the placement of troops in Vietnam. But things turned violent soon because someone from the National Guard thought that were there to make sure that it didn't turn violent and thought that someone had a gun and they heard gunshots, so they fired into the crowd, killing 4 and injuring 9.
Then there was the use of napalm on major accounts of innocence. Then there was draftees who joined the military because they were drafted, and Vietnamization was a policy made by President Nixon.
Now, before we get talking about the Paris Peace Accord, here's a quick word from our sponsors, Kellogg's.
Good morning. Will you sponsor Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? They're great.
Of course we'll sponsor that product. This Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, made right here in Battle Creek, Michigan, they taste great. So we are talking about the Paris Peace Accord. January 27, 1973, the Paris Peace Accord was signed, ending the Vietnam War and restoring peace and normal living in Vietnam.
Now, before we leave, we'll show you some footage.
This footage is real-life footage from the Vietnam War and shows the horrors of the war.
Okay, so now we've showed you this footage, we'll be signing off.
See you all tomorrow. This was TVNE News Network.
Bring it back.